I've done this video way too many times, but hi, I'm Cursive. Cursiver, that's a funny name. But you're already on my Twitter account, so you know that. So I have a question for you. Do you want 808s that look like this? You want 808s that look like this? Yeah, you probably do. I would also want them. So therefore, Least Favorite, she's this great musician. She made this tutorial on how to make these types of 808s after she released a snippet called Clip. So the process is actually pretty simple. So what you do is grab a very good 808, and after you get that good 808, you create this shape. You create this wave, and now here's how you create this wave. You have to get this thing called CV tools, automate some of the parameters, maybe do some extra stuff. She probs does some extra stuff, and then record that, and boom, you get the wave. Now here's the issue. CV tools is a Max for Live device, which means if you do not have like Ableton Suite, so you have FL Studio, GarageBand, Ableton, boring crap, then you cannot do this. So say goodbye to this wave or 808s that look like this. However, thanks to my pristine knowledge on synthesis and Vital, and my zero knowledge on mixing and engineering, I will teach you how to turn lackluster, boring 808s like this and transform them into powerfully messed up looking things that will make your mixing engineers hire a bounty hunter on you. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Yeah, look at this wave. Could you ever... Okay, probably you will be able to recreate that. So here's the secret. Step 1, get a good 808. So, I made this one from scratch because, you know, I'm a purist. I have to make my own samples from scratch. If you want the instrument rack, here you go. I'm just going through this very fast. Look at this. This is the transient. Okay, boom. You got your entire... Okay, you got that done. Now, step 2. Open up Vital, and here's the fun part. I'm just going to open up... So here's what it sounds like. You can't hear anything, of course, because it's... let me show the wave, what this thing looks like. What's the button? Okay, so here's what we're going to try to make in Vital. So it looks pretty weird, I will admit. So here's what it's going on. So you can first see the wavetable. Let's talk about the wavetable first. So what I'm doing here is opening up the initial wavetable patch, and we're opening up the wavetable editor. We're drawing a straight line through it, and if we get rid of all these extra harmonics on the right, which sometimes come as an artifact, we get this wave. This is literal just pure DC offset. But when we look back, it looks like a flat wave. That's because we have to press this button, which will like turn off the DC offset correction that the software is trying to do, Vital trying to do. So now when we close it, it looks like this wave, and then we can make another wave that's just going purely up. We can do the same process. We can do that. We can get rid of all the higher harmonics, and now we have this wave that's just constantly just like. We can let me show the wave. It's like going this, like da na 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 na. Okay, that's good. So yeah, and the wavetables on both on 2 channels. One of them is fully up and one of them is fully down. The one that's fully up is panned all the way to the left, and the one that's fully down is panned all the way to the right. And I have this macro that's controlling the volume of these two. So if I show you here, when I turn the okay, well I can't show it to you here, but when I turn the macro up, it's gonna let me just actually play it. When I turn the macro up, the volume goes up. So I'm then writing an automation for that. So I'm writing an automation for that macro, so we can turn up the volume, and I'm layering up with the original 808 I just made. I'm also low passing that little sound I made. Actually, in case if you want to know what this does sound like, let's resample it just so you know what it sounds like. What it looks like. This is what it looks like. Oh shit. This is what the sound looks like. That crazy thing. If this should work. Okay, yeah, you can see the pure DC offset on here. And what makes this better than the CV tools trick is that you're not gonna have any like jitters. I'm just doing mine just to make sure. But like, yeah, it's gonna be perfectly accurate. It's gonna be fun. So then you layer them both together. And if you press, you just resample it from here. Which group? Shit, I'm scared I'm gonna mess this up. Turn off this that automation line. You should get this. So there you go. This is the worst tutorial you've ever seen on how to make an 808 like this. Please hate me for this, mixing engineers, people that are trying to learn the 808. I'm doing this all in Ableton, but if you're trying to do this in something like GarageBand or FL Studio, I would also just recommend looking up how to, turn off any originally like DC offset correction things that your audio systems may have. I don't know how any other softwares record. This is literally free. I expired my Ableton live free trial. This is the best I can get. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.